That's the deal. You already know what it is. Back in this one, another video to pump up to my young boys, maybe girls. But nah, we about to jump in here with a late night stream real quick. I got a video I want to react to. I never watched it. I don't even know if it's gonna be good or not, but I still want to react to it, just to pump out some content to my young boys, maybe girls. But now let's go. Hold on. So today we about to react to "My Fear of Dying Is Killing Me." This is another Dr. Phil video. Dr. Phil be having, he be having some react worthy content on here. So y'all gonna see me react to some Dr. Phil stuff quite frequently. But without further ado, really, let's just get right into this. "My Fear of Dying Is Killing Me." Now this, rarely do I react to videos I never seen. I just got intrigued by the title. I never seen this video, so hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's a banger. Not a banger cause notification. Hopefully it's something worth reacting to. But it seems like I got a feeling it's react worthy. So let's really get into this. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all so y'all can see what's going on over here. Let's get it.
I can't make it out there. I'm in the hospital. Trying to make it there. My anxieties. I seriously think I have vascular compression. Everything's just popping and I feel like I can't do this. We have like these 17 more. Like I feel like I can't do this.
Well, Caitlin says her husband, Keith, helps take care of her, but her health is...
She got a husband. She look kind of young.
They recently signed divorce.
I thought she was probably like 21 or
I've been to
something.
the hospital at least 140 times in the last 3 months. I started having fears with my health after my mom passed away last year. Am I going to drop dead? Am I going to go into cardiac arrest? These are things that go through my mind constantly. I don't trust doctors, but my mom loved Dr. Phil and trusted him. And that's why I wrote in. I've only officially been diagnosed with POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. But I feel like I'm suffering from multiple sclerosis, angina, heart palpitations, supraventricular tachycardia, Ehlers-Danlos
Super what?
angina, heart palpitations, supraventricular tachycardia.
Supraventricular tachycardia. Supraventricular. Supraventricular. Supravent. Super. Sup. Supraventricular. Supraventricular tachycardia. Supraventricular tachycardia.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, vascular compression, blood clots, brain tumors.
My wife Caitlin was happy, spontaneous, easygoing. Now she goes to the hospital 5 times a week.
I've had 40 x-rays, 17 CTs, 68 EKGs, and 64 troponins, all in the last few months. Every time I have a headache, I'm absolutely convinced that it's an aneurysm and I go to the hospital.
She will get discharged from the hospital and walk right back in, insisting there's still an issue. The doctors are brushing it off as anxiety, but I do believe there's something actually wrong.
I was a lead medical assistant at an OBGYN's office. Now I'm unable to work because I'm riddled with anxiety and depression.
She just sits at home.
I don't want to do anything that's going to even...
Well, stuff like this, I know it's got to be scripted. But I just always find it funny that they just be like, that I'd imagine they'd be like, all right, pretend you watching TV. Go. All right, good. Because it looks like she wearing the same clothes she wearing right here, right?
With anxiety and depression.
She just sits at home.
No, she not.
I don't want to do anything that's going to even potentially trigger a faster heart rate. I'm terrified to get pregnant. I'm terrified to have to go through labor. I sleep with my blood pressure cuff and my pulse oximeter to make sure my heart rate's good, oxygen's good. I also have an implantable loop recorder.
I don't feel like we are married. We haven't been intimate.
We don't have sex because my heart rate increases so much. My husband and I have signed divorce papers, but we have not gotten to the point of turning them in yet.
I slept in a bed with another female, but I didn't have sex. And
while I was in the hospital.
You did what, sir?
With another female.
You did what, sir?
Of turning them in yet.
I slept in a bed with another female, but I didn't have sex. And
while I was in the hospital, let's not forget that.
Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that? You think he ain't do nothing? Think he just slept in the bed with her?
I want to try and gain your trust back.
You marry someone for sickness and in health. He wanted to be there for the health, but not the sickness.
Just super overwhelmed. And
He want to be there through the health and not the sickness. Y'all sticking around if y'all girl get this paranoid or death? The thing is with that, it's inevitable, y'all. Everybody, every head will bow and every tongue will answer. It's inevitable. Everybody got to face the music one way or another. So being terrified of it, of something so inevitable, something that's part of the circle of life, it's pointless, bro. It's gonna happen to you regardless. She can do all of this, and still, something can still happen to her. It don't matter. So it's really pointless to go through all this. I pray. Excuse me. I pray none of y'all go through nothing like this. This is crazy. You know what? Sometimes, but when I see stuff like this, you know what I think? I wonder what could she have probably done in her life to make her so scared of dying? Because I don't know if y'all seen Black Mirror, but that's a complete tangent. We ain't about to get into that. But a lot of people will be scared of facing the music just off the strength of something they did in their lifetime, and they know it's something they're gonna have to answer for. And they haven't lived a life seeking repentance, so they want to live. They want to keep being here. They want to keep pushing forward. They want to keep experiencing this life in this matrix. They want to they want to stay in simulation because they know deep down within their hearts they got to answer for some of the things they did, and they haven't lived that life of trying to redeem themselves from that. Then of course you don't want to die. I want to, man, trust. Y'all better repent. Anything y'all did that y'all feel like y'all haven't went to the Father and confessed to him and told him like how guilty you feel, tell him how ashamed you are, how you want to do better. If you haven't done that, you got to do it.
anxieties.
Please, Kurt. Let her speak for herself if you would.
My anxiety's just through the roof right now.
Bangers, off topic bangers. You ain't hip to these, man. Man, let me show y'all again. Yes. I don't even need the sponsorship. Y'all owe me Oreo.
Just like super high heart rate, and even though like I know it's my anxiety, like with my POTS it just reacts. Like it's not like I have a choice, or like my heart just caps out at like 130s. Like I'll hit 160s, 170s, 180s, and then I just lose consciousness because it's just like my anxiety just rolls right into my POTS. It's like a never ending cycle.
You know what that remind me of? Y'all seen Incredible Hulk when he couldn't do you know what because it boosts his heart rate to a point where he was like, Betty, I can't get too excited. Man, that gotta suck to be the Hulk, bro. I'm telling you, that's my favorite character, favorite Marvel hero, by the way. Probably my favorite hero, period, by the way. But that gotta suck to be the Hulk.
Of just this torment, because if it's not
To
my
be
anxiety,
Bruce,
it's my
rather.
POTS.
Tell me what we have here.
Hulk too, though.
So this is my mom. I'm not trying to get emotional, but she has always wanted to meet you. This is as close as I could get her to you. Yeah. And unfortunately,
this is the whitest thing I've seen today. By the way, I feel like She's talking about my mom always wanted to meet you. This is the closest I can get to having her meet you. This is just not it. I feel like I don't gotta explain this to y'all, right? This is just not it right here. She's talking about my mom always wanted to meet you, so you bring her urn to the Dr. Phil show with a necklace on it, and like this is ashes. This is not your mom. And then that's another thing. Stop cremating your peoples, bro. Bury them and if anything, give them back to the earth. This whole the process of cremation, this was a thing that the heathens used to do to prepare you to face the pits of hell. They had burned you to prepare you for that transition. It wasn't no good spiritual, nah, none of that. They was prepping you for the for the pits. They was prepping you for the fiery pits. So back then they used to cremate you to prepare you for that change. Bury your people, put them in the dirt and give them back to the world. And y'all know how that process go. But this this is not what you do. We don't do this. Our people don't do this.
Issues in ash form.
Yeah. And your mom passed away when?
July 15th.
I'm very sorry for your loss. And she was a big fan, right?
Yeah.
She always wanted to come on the show.
Yeah.
And so
This
this
is
is,
the best I could do.
yeah. Well, I'm again sorry for your loss, but understand the sentimental aspect of bringing her in this form. That's understandable. Didn't mean to cut you off before, but I wanted her to speak for herself. Glad you're here. You were going through some numbers on your tape piece. You've been to the hospital 168 times
Yes, sir.
in the last, what,
About 3 months.
last 3 months? And what do you do when she's doing all that?
Sometimes I go to the hospital with her if I'm not at work, and sometimes I miss up to 2 weeks a month at work because I'm at the hospital with her.
Okay.
Fellas, see, I know love is a crazy thing, but you can't be missing out on your purpose on no craziness like this. He can't get to the bread and provide for himself and handle his business because he's dealing with this woman that's scared of death. Like she forget all of the hospital visits. She needed to be checked into a mental institution and getting some actual help. You needed to be getting her. You needed to be praying for her and getting her into a mental institution. Cause 3 months, you got a couple of weeks to be on this type of craziness before. All right, something has to give. Cause it ain't no way we going to the hospital 160 times in 3 months. I'm missing out on work and all of this other craziness because you want to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. No way. Ain't no way it's happening. It's never happening.
They tell you there's nothing wrong with you, right?
I've only known Caitlin for about a year, but we got really close. Caitlin
Who
has
is
a
this?
debilitating anxiety disorder and heart condition. I come to the house probably 5 to 6 times a week to make sure she's okay. Whenever Caitlin needs a ride to the hospital
5 to 6 times a week. Who y'all think this is?
or a doctor's appointment, I help out with that. At night, Caitlin gets super stressed out, so usually I will sleep on the couch and keep an eye on her.
These be so funny. They be like, all
At
right,
night,
all
Caitlin
right, bro. Pretend you sleeping on the couch, and we gonna shoot it.
super stressed out, so usually I will sleep on the couch and
Look at this. All right, bro. Pretend you on the couch sleeping, bro.
keep an eye on her. I do have concerns about her heart. There's been a few times where her blood pressure has bottomed, and we've had to call her cardiologist or take her to the ER. I believe doctors do overlook some things as far as things that she's concerned that she has. I don't know how many of those are actually real, but
Man, y'all think the doctor overlooking some things, or y'all think that? I think it's probably a mixture of both. It's probably a mixture of both. Cause these doctors don't be giving a fuck. They don't be. Man, the COVID thing, what that made me realize, like, these doctors are really just like, man, they people, bro. They people. They bound. They make mistakes. They get lazy. All sorts of stuff. Like,
for her, it's
Hey,
very
people,
real.
bro.
Keaton Caitlin's marriage is not doing well. They sleep in separate rooms. He didn't seem to put in a whole lot of effort. I feel like I put in more effort than.
Oh, that's his role, huh? How you gonna be, bro? Why is you trying to? Why is you playing good cop, friend zone, beta, CUCK to a crazy woman? Why is you trying to? This woman is bat-ish crazy, and you trying to mosey yourself in there like, yeah, man. I feel like I work way harder. I feel like I provide for her. I check on her more. I'm there 6 times a week. You know, I sleep on the couch sometimes. Like, bruh, like, you ain't, bro. It's plenty of fish in the sea. You ain't gotta succumb to this.
He does, and
And
that's.
then he shaved his head. The other dude probably already then been in the picture, and he like, man, let me just shave my head to see like, 'cause maybe that's what she like. Cause he said they was divorced, right? And they just trying to like, I guess they trying to work it out, but.
Job, he's disconnected. In the past, he's texted other girls. Kaylin doesn't need any more anxiety.
Look at that. They like, hey, bro.
Connected.
Hey, man, this you can't make this up. Hey, bro, get on your phone. Get on your phone while we shoot this shot. When we say he texting other girls, hey, get on your,
He's texted other girls. Kaylin doesn't need any more anxiety in her life. At the end of the day, I'm not going to leave her hanging to deal with this by herself.
Is this Mori? What's going on here?
Welcome. You live next door?
No,
Nearby?
an hour away.
Oh, an hour away.
Yeah.
Wow. But you spend several nights a week on the couch
Yes.
and take her to the hospital frequently?
Yes.
How often do you take her to the hospital?
3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah. And how often do you spend a night on the couch?
About 5, 6.
This
5 or
dude
6
is a
nights week
goofy,
on the couch?
At the house with him.
How do y'all have time alone, or like on a date, or sit on the couch and watch a movie?
No.
We
Is
don't.
that a problem for you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would love alone time with my wife or try to work on my marriage, but I feel like I'm blocked.
Yeah. And what do you think about it?
I feel like I'm blocked.
I feel like a bad wife
How so?
because I feel like Keaton deserves to have somebody that will go out on dates, that'll even leave the house, period. But I know that the way that I live is not normal. I'm not oblivious to that. It's just I have this overwhelming feeling that if I don't do something or if I don't intervene, something's gonna happen.
I'm constantly on medical websites looking at my symptoms, seeing what they might correlate to. That rolls over to when I'm in the hospital and I see some type of blood work result that I may be like a little bit concerned about or that may be elevated. We're gonna look up like brain aneurysm symptoms. I've been recently having like this vibrating feeling in my spine. And so I'll look that up. Nervous system conditions such as Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, and essential tremors can cause these tremors. Turns out it's a symptom of MS, which my grandmother had. And I'm like, okay. And then I start self-diagnosing based off of that.
Hey, y'all better be careful when y'all on Google self-diagnosing yourself. Google be telling you'll be like, man, I got a light headache on the left side of my head, on the left side of my brain. You look that junk on Google will be like, hey, bro, get in that coffin, wrap it up. It's time for you to go. You're about to get taken away, buddy. You got this, that, and that. Of course, she messing herself up on the Google tip. You better off going to the doctor and seeing what they say than going to Google and trying to self-diagnose yourself. Because Google will tell you 5 different diseases you got off of one symptom. Google be like, get in the coffin because you're donezo. You never stood with these upgrades. You never stood a chance. You never stood a chance. That's Google will really tell you. It's a wrap. Wrap it up.
With a list.
Tell your family goodbye. You
23
gone.
things that you kind of self-diagnosed with, right? And if we take
Hold on,
these,
Kayla's
I went over
23
these
self-diagnosis.
pretty carefully. There were a couple of things that were missing from the list. So I went to Google myself, and if I was going to look, I would add something to the list: illness anxiety disorder. And it's sometimes called hypochondriasis or health anxiety, is worrying excessively that you are or may become seriously ill. You may have no physical symptoms, or you may believe that normal body sensations or minor symptoms are signs of severe illness, even though medical exam says otherwise. And so you come down to the symptoms, and let's see how they fit. Being preoccupied with having or getting a serious disease or health condition. Would that fit you?
Absolutely.
Work.
Absolutely. She didn't. You mean to tell me she did all of this and I once thought, maybe it's an illness for my always thinking I have an illness.
That minor symptoms or body sensations mean you have a serious illness. Would that fit you?
110%.
Easily alarmed about your health status. Would that fit you? Finding little or no reassurance.
She about to break down crying. She's literally about to break down crying looking at this shit. She like she about to cry about the illness of her illness, bro. Google still telling her to get in the coffin. I just about to be like,
from doctor visits or negative test results. Would that fit you? Worrying excessively about specific medical conditions or your risk of developing a medical condition because it runs in your family. Having so much distress about possible illness, it's hard to function. Repeatedly checking your body for signs of illness or disease. What do you have?
Really, a lot of these symptoms was the exact same thing, worded differently, but we ain't gonna talk about that. That's how Google do you though.
You there?
They'll say you got a headache in 5 different ways. Pain from the left side of your head, headache from the left side of your cranium, just different shit, all one symptom.
I'm sorry?
Oh, pulse ox.
Yeah, you're checking your oxygen levels, right? Even while you're out here. Frequently making medical appointments for reassurance, avoiding people, places, or activities for fear of health risks, constantly talking about your health and possible illnesses, frequently searching the internet for causes of symptoms.
This is crazy. I gotta see the head of this. We get
your
it.
emotional distress and problems functioning. You may or may not have another diagnosis, be mild, moderate, or severe, and
He's just telling her she crazy. They got Dr. Phil napkins. Oh, of course they do. I don't know. I'm
and you got
surprised.
to the end of the stage and collapsed at the end of the runway. You predicted it, guaranteed it, performed it, and collapsed at the end of the stage. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Growing up with a mom who was depressed and on pills, was lonely.
All right, that's the end of that, bro. I can't watch no more of that. But my final sentiments, bro. If you have a fear of facing the music, y'all need to get in that word. Get in that word and listen to what the Most High say. This what we live in right now. This simulation. This is HE double hockey sticks. This is where you don't want to be. You should be looking forward to the day you get to, man, you get to get rescued. But you got to live a life of repentance in order for you to have that luxury of being rescued in the end. Our Father got many mansions. All of this stuff here don't hold a candle to what's on the other side. So this is crazy. Death is inevitable, guys. I recommend if this is something that you really are uncomfortable with talking about or dealing with or whatever, you gotta understand it's inevitable. Like this is not no game. This is not a fairy tale. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen to all of us. Happens every day to different people. But that's just how it is. That's just how it is, guys. But if you, like I said, if you live a life of repentance, seeking the Father, getting that truth, and you become a person where you deserve to live a better life than whatever this is that we living right now, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you a heathen, Jezebel, whoremonger, whatever, we all sinners, but the goal is to do better. And if you any of those things, and if you were 2/3, you should be very worried. You need to be figuring out what you can do to become a 1/3. But that's pretty much it. That's the video for today. Love y'all. Take care. Stay safe. I'm on y'all boys.